Hello and welcome. Today we're going to help you with setting up your document for MLA format. This formatting style is required for all English courses and may be used in your other courses as well. This video was designed for you to work alongside with me, so feel free to pause, rewind as much as you need. Here's an example of a perfectly formatted paper according to MLA standards. This MLA sample paper is available through the Resources and Handouts page on the Writing Center website, where you will find many helpful resources to support you at all stages of the writing process. First, go ahead and get signed in to the My Hancock portal. As an employee, my portal might look a little different, but we do have a lot of the same functions. Today, we're looking for Office 365. In the menu to the left of your dashboard under Tools, you will have Office 365. And if you expand that menu, you should see your OneDrive account. Go ahead and click on that to log in to your OneDrive. It will ask you to sign into Microsoft, and this will be your My Hancock username at my.hancockcollege.edu. Once you are in the OneDrive, it should look something like this. You will see over here on the left that you can access your files. Up on the top left corner is the App Launcher icon, and this is how you will access things such as your email, as well as Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. The OneDrive is like your cloud, right? So it saves all of your stuff in one spot, and it's super convenient if you're using multiple devices. You can just sign into your OneDrive from any device and it's all there. Up on the left, let's click the Add New folder and we're going to give it a name. In this case, we're in our English 101 class, so we'll call it English 101. I recommend that you create a folder for each of your classes to help you stay organized. Now let's click into the folder. And we're going to create a new document. Once again, we'll click on the Add New, and this time we're going to select Word Document. Now let's create our MLA template. One of the first things you should always do is name your file. So up on the top left, you will click the little drop down under File Name, and we will call this one MLA Template. If you keep this template in your folder, you can actually reuse it over and over again. When you have a new assignment, you can just open this template, click File, Save As, and you would just create a copy. The first thing that's important to note about MLA is the size of your margins. We want to make sure that our margins are set to 1 inches. Up here under the layout, you will have margin options, and when you open it, it should already be defaulted to 1 inches. This is the standard for MLA, 1 inches all around, so we're good there. The functions of Word along the top is known as your ribbon display. So at the top of the ribbon are different tabs. We're going to select the Home tab, which will take us to the usual functions that we're pretty familiar with on Word. If you want to expand your options for the ribbon, over on the far right, you can change the ribbon display and say that you want it to be in Classic. From the Home tab, under Font, we're going to select Times New Roman and size 12. The next thing we need to do is double space. So if you're in the Classic ribbon display, you'll want to find the paragraph settings in the middle of the page. Click on the tiny arrow to expand your options. This will open a window where you can adjust your spacing. On the right-hand side of the window, make sure the before and after settings are set to 0 point. Then, under line spacing, select double. If everything looks good, click OK. It is important to go into this paragraph options window for spacing because sometimes the point spaces are not defaulted to 0. So this could mess with your format and result in losing points on your assignment if your professor is strict with MLA requirements. If your ribbon is in the single line display, these settings will be located in the three dots over on the right under More Options. You will go to Paragraph Options, and there it is right there. MLA requires a four-lined heading to be justified on the left-hand side. Here's an example to see what we're looking for. First, type your first and last name. Then you'll press the Enter key one time, and you'll type your professor's name. Again, press Enter and type the name of the course. In this case, it is English 101. And for our final line, it's the date. Now, the date for MLA format is a little different than what we are used to, so it'll look something like this. You'll always want to make sure that you're doing the due date for the assignment, not today's date. You'll notice there are no commas and the month is completely spelled out. We've completed our header, and now we press the Enter key. And we need to create a title. Up at the top, you'll have your alignment options. Click Center Align. When creating a title, you don't want to use the title of your assignment, such as Essay 1 or Research Essay. It's really important to have a unique and original title. Once you've created your title, you'll press Enter again, but our cursor is still in the middle of the page, so you're going to adjust your alignment and bring it back over to the left. Remember that paragraphs need to be indented. Making sure your cursor is starting all the way on the left, you're going to press the Tab button on your keyboard one time, and now you're ready to start typing. But we're not finished yet. We have one last step, which is to insert our page number. You will go to the top of the ribbon display, select the Insert tab, and we're going to select the page number option. Pick the one that shows the number on the top right-hand side. You'll notice it doesn't show the page number, it actually shows characters or computer coding. This is formatted to automatically generate a new page number with each page that you type, so don't mess with it. We need to type our last name in front of the characters and make sure to put a space between your last name and the page number. It is possible that the formatting for the font is different in the header, so most times you'll have to go back through and tell it to go to Times New Roman size 12. Once you've completed typing your last name, you'll double-click outside the header, and you'll see that it goes away. Thank you for watching this tutorial on MLA format. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact Writing Center staff online, through the chat, Zoom, or even in person. And also, please check out our handouts page where you'll find amazing resources to support you in your journey. We wish you the best of luck and have a wonderful rest of your semester.